right, today's read aloud is You Can Do It, Curious George. So we love Curious George, don't we? This was supposed to be one of our big books at school, but since we didn't get to read it, Miss Rum found the little version, and we're going to read that. Here's our title page. You Can Do It, Curious George. I bet this book has lots of sight words. While Miss Rum reads, you can go through and do a sight word hunt while I'm reading the words. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. George loved going to the museum with his friend. While they were visiting the museum, they saw a sign. The sign said that the museum won a prize. People voted this museum as their favorite. They said this museum was the best. When George saw the sign, he started to think, what could he do best? He decided to find out. You can do it, George, said the man with the yellow hat. George went back home. He was good at drawing dinosaurs. Maybe he could draw the best dinosaur picture ever. Could you draw the best dinosaur picture ever? George decided that he liked to draw, but he wanted to try to do something different. He climbed out the window to look for ideas. Soon, George came to a restaurant. That gave him an idea. What do you think his idea is at the restaurant? What is a job that you could do at a restaurant? George loved spaghetti. He decided he would make the best spaghetti ever. You can do it, George. Look at all that spaghetti. George thought it tasted great. He tasted more and more of it, and he made a big mess. What would you make if you could go to a restaurant and cook? Then the chef came in. Uh-oh. How do we think the chef feels? Get out, he shouted, out of my kitchen. George was going to have to find something else that he did best. George needed another idea. He got on a bus to think. The bus took him to the ski slopes. What do you do at the ski slopes? That gave him an idea. He grabbed the biggest sled he could find. Maybe he could sled down the hill faster than anyone ever had done before. You can do it, George. What's on the hill? What is he sledding on? Besides, he has his big sled. What is he sledding over? At first, sledding was fun. Zig, zag. Then George started going way too fast. Look out, George! George was going to have to find something else that he did best. Why was he going to have to find something new? What did he do? George needed another idea. Then he remembered something he did better than anyone. What does that sign say? What sight word is that? He headed back home. When he got there, he took out his kite. He was going to be the best kite flyer ever. George got his kite to go higher and higher. You can do it, George. Then the kite lifted George right off the ground. Look out below. Uh-oh. George landed in a tree in the forest. His kite flew away without him. George was gonna have to find something else he did best. Just then, George spotted smoke. Oh no! It was a forest fire. Oh no. What do you think George is gonna do? George wanted to warn everybody about the fire. He raced to town and found the fire station. The firefighters quickly put out the fire. Whew. By now, the sun was setting. It was too late for George to figure out what he did best. What do you think George is good at? George's friend met him back at the museum. The director had heard that George warned everyone about the forest fire. She thought that was the best thing anyone had done in a long time. George did it! Hooray! He found out what he can do best. He is the best helper. George got a very special prize that day. If we look at George, what's his special prize that he got? What prize did he get? The end. Here's our poems. So, what do we think about that story? All the things that George was trying to see if he could do best. Could he do all of those things? Did he make spaghetti? He was able to do all of those things. What is something that you think you can do the best? Can you draw the best dinosaur picture? Could you be the best chef? What do you think you could do best? You can write that, or you could draw a picture about that. There's lots of things that you could do with that story, isn't there? Or you could just listen to it. I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!